I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And today, LaWanda is out, but we're going to hold it down. We are talking about Force. This was season 1, episode 10, titled Family Business. So hang tight and we'll get started. We are back to talk about the Force season 1 finale. Lot of stuff going on. This episode, if you were looking for action this whole season, they crammed all the action into this one finale. So much went down. So we know that, of course, Tommy and Vic are feuding, and that has kind of bubbled over into this big thing with everybody now involved, where Tommy is blaming Vic for them getting shot at and D-Mac being in the hospital, and then Vic is blaming Tommy for what happened to Gloria, and it's just a whole mess. Of course, Jannard gets involved in this too this week. He's definitely on my hands list, 100%.
Yeah.
Permanently. And Claudia's on mine too. I got to tell you that I am super pissed.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Tommy to cancel Christmas on her, because Liliana I liked her. I rocked with her a long way, and I'm pissed.
Yeah. R.I.P. for Liliana. And I was saying earlier, she's one of the ones I was hoping that we could have for a while, because she was really true to Tommy. And I like the chemistry that was brewing with Tommy and Liliana. I was hoping that Liliana would put a bullet into Claudia, but of course,
me too.
Yeah, we have been waiting for that rivalry, and I think we said last week like we wanted to see them two go at it.
Yeah, I kind of label the show the Expendables, because it just really. I understand the writers; they have a product and they want to go to season 2, and you pretty much want to keep your characters in place, particularly those that are most prominent for your show. So I get that. And even though Liliana is more expendable, I suppose, than the other characters, Claudia or the Flynns, she was one that we just did not want to see go.
She was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
She definitely was a fan favorite. But I guess, to push the story forward, they had to have something, because now, Tommy's going to be looking to find out. And if he finds out that it's Claudia, he's going to go after her. So they had to find some way to do that. And, I think they probably thought about JP, but they needed to still tell that story. That story needs to be for completed stuff too. So they definitely had to leave JP. So they had to line things up. And I think a lot of times with these shows, they have alternate scripts, and they probably listened to see where where people fell with characters and how they felt and stuff. Because honestly, there were people that was like, oh, I wish Jannard could go, and this, that, and the other, because he was so annoying. But Jannard was one of the most talked about characters on the show. So it would have been a loss to the show too for him to be killed off at this point.
Right.
It might have been my naivete, but when Diamond pulled the trigger, I thought for sure.
At first it did seem, but I was just like, no, that's too difficult to pull to actually kill your brother, regardless of what. That is still your brother.
Yeah,
Janard
Tommy
didn't think
told
that
him,
way.
he was like, once you that's not something that's gonna be easy for you to live with. And Tommy kind of volunteered, but Diamond was like, nah, I got it.
Yeah, but Janard didn't have a problem.
Yeah, I help you out with that. I'm like, oh Lord.
Janard certainly didn't have a problem with canceling Christmas on his brother.
Well,
Right. Well, but see, even Jannard couldn't do it himself. He sent Blackston to do his dirty work.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
coward. That to me says I'm a coward. Because if you're going to go that strong, then it should be from your hands. But hey, he did it the way he thought was best. But I love that scene when he got home and found Christmas waiting for him. A nice Christmas gift waiting for him.
On his table. And how about that home? That home was lit.
Hey, I
was driving the Lambo truck all season, so he better have the house
I knew, the trip, we knew he had money. And then his gear. So, we knew that his fits and all that, we knew he had it like that because the Lambo truck is lit too. But we had never seen his home, and his home is lit.
I was aghast at the garage door. I mean, when
Yes, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
But you know what? The thing about that whole situation, I wonder if, because Diamond, he had been struggling with dealing with his past, and he talked to Adrian about like not wanting to revert and wanting to move on from who he used to be. And she was kind of inquiring, and he was saying like the scenario with whoever he said he couldn't trust anymore is what brought him back to this space. And so the fact that now she has seen him, like that he's in danger, and it's obviously something related to CBI, I wonder if going forward next season, if my theory doesn't still come into play with her trying to get Jannard out the way. It might not be him asking her. She might take it upon herself to do something about it now that she sees like, oh, he's in danger. Like he almost got killed.
And I think
Jannard might take her out.
Yeah, and
because now they're enemies. I mean, I just feel like even though they agreed to take, to divide CBI up, I don't think you can ever like once he did something like that, tried to kill your own brother. He's always gonna have to look over his shoulder, and eventually it probably is gonna come down to it, with both of them.
It has to because Jannard isn't going to be happy with a portion of the territory. He may be okay for it right now, but I'm telling you that's short-lived. He's going to want that entire territory. And I think if Diamond really, expresses himself to his little lady friend about what's going on with his brother, I think she will write something up that will destroy him. Because he was a little hesitant while in the barbershop to tell her exactly what's going on. And he maybe he should have. But I think once she gets the full story, Jannard might have a social issue with what comes out of her writings. So I don't know. We'll see.
And I think oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I think he was hesitant too, because, when he met with Tommy, he said, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with Jannard and stuff. So I think because he was still processing, he wasn't ready to talk about it with her yet.
Right. But the fact that Diamond thinks that he can be in this line of business and not have to kill nobody, it's not realistic. Right. Even if he split CBI and he takes his territories, I guess he wants to try to do it in a way where it's kind of like under the table. Everything is hands off and he just gets to be at the top calling the shots. But it's not really realistic when you have so much chaos in the city. So I was just like, I mean, I know you don't want to revert back to your old ways and you're trying to change or whatever, but if you really want to change, you're going to have to get out the lifestyle altogether. And especially if he continues to work with Tommy, because Tommy said at the end, I want the whole map. So I was like, if that's going to require some hostile takeover.
But you know what? I did say earlier that I wanted to see Diamond and Tommy join forces. And I think we got that now.
Yeah.
So, I may have my ghost too.
I was going to say, when I saw it, I was like, Ron is going to be happy because but I was happy too. I was happy that Diamond survived. I was pissed that Liliana was taken out. I said, but on the other hand, I was glad that Diamond was safe. You know, even the Janard situation, even though, like I said, I know he could have gone and he should have gone, but for the story's sake, I was like, they need an antagonist. They need to keep Janard around for a little while.
So what do you guys think about the whole thing and how it ended up with the Flynn family? Because now there's a huge issue with the kids and the father. They know that he was lying and that he kind of set this whole situation up, and Vic and Gloria seem like they have teamed up and taken sides against him.
That's what I thought, and I was hoping that Vic would take out Walter, because
he was choking him up a little bit.
He was going to.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, if anybody could go, it would be Walter, and we wouldn't miss him as much, because now we still have Vic and Claudia as the head of that organization.
It's gonna be Claudia.
Yeah.
Well,
she's gonna be the head.
Yeah, because she's smart. I like her thinking, even though I don't like her much, but I do like the way she thinks and the way she plans. And had Walter listened to her a little more, you know, they may have been a little more successful in trying to grab Tommy. You know, but now we have Lauren missing, and Claudia has her tied up somewhere. So it's going to be interesting what happens and what we see from that. But
she's gonna make her cook for her. She said that I have the chemist. So she plans on doing Dahlia by herself. And then she offered Janard distribution.
And lucky for her, Tommy and Diamond both said that they are not interested in Dahlia anymore. We'll see how long that holds up.
Yeah.
Well, Diamond, like, Tommy can't trust her.
Of course not, but we know Liliana's gone, but JP still knows the recipe.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Even though he said he doesn't want JP involved.
Yeah, he don't want JP involved. And look, she was the one that went and snatched JP. And this is the other thing that I wasn't sure about. Like, even though they knew JP worked in the lab, basically Tommy only told Liliana that was his brother. So I was like, so how was Lauren able to give up that information? I was like, did they eventually tell Lauren? Like,
I guess it's assumed that, like, while she was in the teaching JP stuff, maybe he slipped up and said something, or
it must have, because Tommy only told Liliana.
Right.
Yeah, there was those few moments when Liliana was flirting with JP, and possibly, I guess, Lauren, we didn't see it, but I guess Lauren might have been around somewhere or something, and maybe she heard that, because I know when they captured her and asked for information, you know, my first thought was, well, what does she know? She doesn't really know anything about Tommy other than the fact that he's, you know, cooking up Dolly. So
yeah, so I guess they used the low hanging fruit, the brother relationship.
Yeah.
Right. I have a theory, and I talked about it with my son off camera about a week ago about how they're gonna go, and I don't know if it's true. That's why I didn't mention on camera before. But you know, I have a theory about the JP, Tommy, Kate, all of that relationship. I feel like if they go that route, I kind of feel like Tommy is related to the Flynns.
Good. You said that a couple times, and
because Egan is an Irish name, and I feel like if we explore Kate, like next season, when they're gonna ask for explanation why you left your child, you know, I feel like she's gonna say something like, the family, like Walter, like he might be related or whatever, and because he's a racist, you know, he might have left him with his father in good hands to protect him or something like that. Because I also wonder about Miriam. Miriam was in that home, and Tommy asked JP, like, who's paying for it?
Yeah,
and he said he didn't know. So I was like,
and then they talked about all the money that was supposedly hidden in the walls and stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, Tommy, for real, could be related to them.
That would be a mess. I'm telling you, that would be. Whew.
distant cousins or something.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it could be.
Him and Claudia cousins.
Look, they won't
Yeah,
be
they
kissing,
could be.
they won't be kissing cousins. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be an interesting theory though, if that was to go down. And it seems like JP took a liking to Kate. It was so funny to watch Tommy like sneering in the background while they walking. He's like, yeah, if only you knew.
Look, and what Tommy told D-Mac to call Kate was
Oh, hilarious. That whole when D-Mac said that, he was like, the old white bee is my grandma.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
And it's nice how they have it set up too, so that now that Jannard knows about the brother relation, he was like, so JP's Tommy's brother and D-Mac is his nephew.
Yeah.
And so
He was
now
breaking
that
it
that is known to Jannard, I feel like they're gonna use that information next season too with the whole Marshall thing, because that's still not settled.
No,
Marshall,
because
yeah.
D-Mac is still could be in danger because of that. Because Jannard, Tommy is always a target to Jannard.
Yep.
And now he knows that he has family. You know, that's you know, that's gonna be trouble. What was funny to me though is it's always funny with Tommy and Kate's banter.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Totally.
When he came in the house and he, you know, he was like, these crackheads. And I was, little did he know there was a crackhead in the house.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it kind of surprised me. Like there was a couple of things that went on that I was kind of like wondering why they put it in there, because like the Irishman, like the main guy, Claudia made a deal with him to establish this European pipeline, but then of course he gets killed. And so I'm like, well, is Claudia still going to pursue that European pipeline with Dahlia? And especially in trying to take over Walter's, you know, organization, because it's split. CBI is split, and now the Flynn organization is split, where the kids versus the father. So it's a lot of division in everybody's organization. And so I'm like, well, is she still going to try to pursue the European pipeline and usurp Walter?
well, she could if she gets rid of him, but has like Vic as the de facto, because you know he was trying to position Vic anyway to be yeah, he was, but that's what I'm saying. If Walter is gone, then Vic can assume that she because they don't respect women.
I wonder if Paulie has a problem with that too, because as an older man, I know usually your children, in a true, like, I guess whatever kind of kingship type situation, usually the prince is going to step up and be the king. But over Paulie, like Paulie knows the organization, he knows the business, he has connects in Berlin and all over in Europe or whatever. So I would think like he might have a problem with the kids stepping up before him.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think, you know, Paulie,
but he's also an outsider, so that might be the driving force.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And he's you know, he's Polish, he's an outsider, and he's always accepted the role that he's in. And so it would be an interesting concept. But I think that the true line of order would be Vic. As far as Claudia establishing the European pipeline, I think that dream has been put away. But strategically, she did make a good move, because she not only was trying to establish the pipeline with one of the four horsemen, she also established the situation with Jannard. So she's not out of the woods. I mean, she's not in the woods. You know, she still has something to work on, except that Jannard is he's wilding out. He's a wildhead. I don't know how you can trust Jannard to do anything, because remember, Jannard wants it all. And if they do establish that relationship, the question then becomes, who takes out Claudia first, Jannard or Tommy?
Right, because she got to go one way or the other.
She's got to go one way or the other.
And I mean, I know we talked about her making some good moves, but I feel like her and Vic are still very green. Like Vic was trying to bomb Tommy's apartment. Like, why would you do something so hot like that? Like,
that's right. That's right.
And that's why I'm like, some of the things they say make me question either one of their leadership. And then the fact that Claudia, you know, she got played by Tommy the first time around when they had the shootout at the lab. So I'm like, she makes
Both-
some decent moves, but both of them have like some flaws in their judgment.
Oh, both of them do, and it's just that Claudia's a snake. When
Yeah.
he called her a serpent, he was right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she even stepped up at the end and told the truth.
Yeah, but I think she only did because Vic's life was at risk too, because she knew if Tommy took out all them people, if he had to, he was gonna kill Vic. He spared Vic,
Yeah.
but if he had to, because he was like, if you don't turn over my brother, your son is about to get it.
Right.
And it's this, you know, as terrible as I feel about her killing Liliana, she felt like she had to step up because Liliana had to drop on Walter and all them. Like Liliana was ready to take out Walter, Paul, and she was behind all three of them.
Yeah.
And so she made that move to shut Liliana down and save her father.
I kind of want to put Liliana on the hands list too for just letting Lauren leave.
Yeah. I know.
That was out of
Liliana.
Yeah, that was out of ignorance because Tommy schooled her on that. You don't just, you know, you gotta take her out. You don't just let her go. And
you gotta make sure she's out the city,
right,
out the country somewhere.
He was talking about killing her. He said you should have let her exit clean. You know,
right? So, like not take her out, but like take her out the city.
Right. That's what I mean. Take her out of the city. Don't kill her. But you know, guard her as she's on her way out. And I think that was just a rookie mistake, if you will.
It was, and it helped get her killed too.
But that's and
because that's how everything got set up in the first place. Without that key piece that Lauren gave them and them able to kidnap JP, none of this would have ever happened. So
exactly,
it all kind of falls back to Liliana.
But I think, if they ever get Lauren back, I think they've learned a valuable lesson. You've got to protect and secure your
assets.
Your assets, particularly, you know, that person that's making that drug for you. You know, she's got to be protected and she's got to be secure. So even if Liliana couldn't do it, you should have had some type of, you know, heavy force to help her out and get her out of town, some kind of guard or something. But they didn't have any of that because they're still shorthanded in terms of being an organization. And that's what I like to see happen in season 2. I want to see them build this organization, and Tommy and Diamond can be what Ghost and Tommy were in Power. Now, maybe I'm just a sucker for power and it'll never ever happen again. But I think with what I saw in this last episode, episode 10, I think there could be this union with the two that will somewhat rival Ghost. Ghost will never be replaced.
Yeah, Ghost can't be replaced. But I do like the fact that Tommy and Diamond are friends.
Me too. But you know what? I was thinking at that little face, like the face-off scene, like Flynn has beef with Tommy and Diamond because that's the whole reason he made the deal with Jannard in the first place. He told Jannard, like, my beef really was with Diamond and not you. And so there Tommy and Diamond are up against Flynn and his 20 men. I'm like, I mean, why not just make the kill shot right there? Because it was driving me crazy that like they kind of do all of this conversing back and forth, where if it was like really in the streets, it's like on site. Like,
site.
Yeah.
So that's how I fight. I mean, I guess, you know, you want the storytelling part of it, but if this was the streets, it would have been on site. Like, oh, both of my ops right there, perfect. I can take both of y'all out at the same time.
But you know, I'm thinking that Flynn might have another problem because here these 4 horsemen came down to take care of a problem.
Yes,
they did, and one main reason is because they underestimate Tommy.
Yes,
and, you know, they didn't give him enough intel on who Tommy really is. Tommy's not just somebody you can take out. Tommy is a force to be dealt with. You know, pardon the pun.
No pun intended.
But he's a force to be dealt with, and they didn't think that. They thought they were just coming out taking an old regular guy, you know, because they asked Walter about Tommy, and Walter doesn't know who Tommy truly is. You know, it's amazing that they didn't do their homework to find out. You knew he was from New York, so you would think that they would have done some homework to find out who Tommy really is.
You know what I think could possibly happen, because he sent he went to Ireland to send those 4 horsemen and stuff. There may be some blowback in Ireland. They might be like,
Yeah.
okay, it's time to get rid of Walter.
That's my
Yeah.
point. That's
Because
exactly my
if
point.
you heard Walter talking, he was talking to like the lead Irish guy when they botched the whole lab shootout. He was like, "You're not your father's son." He was basically saying something like that. So whoever the guy's father is was obviously like a real hitter.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
And Polly
so-
put his hand down too, like, calm down, Walter. Like he tried to chill him out.
Yeah, so if this father is still around in Ireland somewhere, I know he's gonna want payback for his son coming over here to help and ending up dead.
That's why.
Yeah, and having them bringing them over for a lie too.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And that's the other thing. It's, you know, so yeah, the Flynns may have a big problem. So, you know, Tommy's not their only problem. You know, they're going to have a huge problem in season 2.
Yeah. Now the other thing they have a problem with is the feds. So they're back on the case now. All of these dead Irishmen have popped up all over town, the dead Serbs. And so it's like, okay, something big is going on. And they know that Tommy, they have at least a picture of him. They don't know who he is. They said his license plates were a dummy plate. And they really don't know who he's like a ghost. So
yeah, I did like that. I like that line.
I bet you did.
So now they are on the case. And then back in New York, we seen Blanca trying to get involved in the situation, which we've heard that she was going to get involved in the 4th storyline at some point.
Yeah,
so
I was like, she coming to Chicago.
And you know,
Blanca gotta go. She's too busy. She's harassing Tariq, and now she's gonna be harassing Tommy.
But that brings more brevity into season 2 because, you know, we're going to get that New York merge.
Yep, I like that.
And and so that's going to give a lot more brevity, and we may even go, you know, see some of the old ones from Power coming back.
We saw Medina. Remember he and Angela used to be going at it.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to season 2 because it smells like it's going to be really.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, they still have Merkovich because he said that he would call a truce with Flynn's with Flynn call a truce with Jannard if he was to take Flynn out. So now Jannard still is tasked with taking Flynn out.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah, he's too messy.
And so he's going to have problems with Merkovich.
Yeah.
The other thing is we still have the Gary, Indiana folks that are waiting on a meetup with Tommy. And so that's kind of in the air. Jannard still hasn't really settled that because they want Dahlia. But I guess now that he has the connection to Claudia, you know,
he can do it. He can do the distro.
He can retake. So he can snatch that back from Tommy, no problem. But the Gary, Indiana crew, I mean, I still worry about them eventually wanting to be a opponent to Jannard too, because that didn't seem like it was.
But they wanted to sit with whoever had it, and now that Jannard has the distro with Claudia, he's gonna have the role. He's gonna have the ability to distribute to Gary, Indiana. I mean,
Yeah, so that makes me worry about Diamond too still, because he said he has that little neighborhood, and here Jannard is expanding into Gary, and he has the straight direct line to the product. That makes me worry about Diamond.
I'm very much worried about Diamond. You know, he's safe for now, but
I got my money on Diamond and Tommy because Tommy's looking at that map and saying, "To hell with your little, you know, corner. I want this entire map, and to get the entire map, some damage is going to have to be done to CDI on both ends. You know, so it's not going to be an easy bake for Claudia and Jannard. So it'll be interesting to see how Tommy disrupts the distribution of Dolly in that zone.
So do we see Tommy and Diamond continuing to work together? Because it seems like Diamond is now the head of CBI North, and Tommy might be still trying to do his own thing, but they kind of don't have enough crew members to lead their organizations maybe how they would want to.
Well, remember,
so
when they had that shootout and those CBI guys realized that Jannard had lied,
Yeah,
and they
some
turn,
of them are going with Diamond.
yeah, they'll go with Diamond. So
Okay.
it'll be interesting to find out how many, how that split happens.
It just
They
still
said it
seems
was
like
gonna be
they're
50-50.
outnumbered. Like
They
it
said
still
they were going to
seems,
be 50-50 because they
Yeah,
said
they
it was
said,
half going with Jannard and half going with Diamond.
and it
but
may be,
they're still outnumbered because what they don't have is the Indiana people, because that
I don't
gives
think they need,
Jannard the
you know
leg
what?
up.
They got that Indiana crew is something else. I don't see them being much of anything except in the way. There's no brain matter with that Indiana crew, if you know what I mean. But yeah, but your answer to your initial question, I honestly think that they will team up.
But we know that Tommy doesn't want to work for anybody.
Well,
It's gonna have to be a partnership.
That was before, but Tommy now understands that there's a lot of heat that can come his way, and because Tommy's taking a lot of heat. So,
but the whole point in leaving New York was to start his own organization, something that he can run and control.
Right.
And to partner with Diamond would be kind of like the same thing that was going on with Diamond and Jannard, like the battle over who's going to be the lead and who's going to take
but I don't think Diamond is the lead as much as Tommy. I think that there can be a merger where Diamond isn't at that top head necessarily, or
it's a shared
shared partnership where they can work in tandem.
I think they're gonna do their own thing and just respect each other's space.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Handshake that they had,
and just come to each other's aid when needed.
Well,
yeah, that's what I think they're gonna.
But that handshake that they made and overlooking that map told me that there's going to be more union than just interceding when we have to. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know whether CBI merges in with Tommy and there's some different new organization that comes from it. And to be honest with you, I think that's the better way to go, because CBI is dirty now. The two that were on top have split, and one isn't good for anything and he wants to see the other one dead. So as far as I'm concerned, that CBI portion that's going with Diamond, that has to be cleaned up. A new merger, a new line, a new name, or what have you, and start from that point. Because what is it worth to be CBI? And
if there's the B part is not there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. You got CI. So I don't know,
Right. And I think ultimately, like my prediction from last week, I still think ultimately Jannard is going to end up in jail. So we'll see.
Probably. I don't know if Adrian, I mean, she might be the one that helps do it with the article, or even with the feds might get involved, whatever. But I kind of feel like she might not make it next season, because when people have, when you have family and loved ones, they're they become casualties.
And I'm more worried about DMAC now, because Bernard knows, and so DMAC is going to have an issue or problem if he gets back in the street. And one thing I liked what Tommy said to JP is that he's trying to keep him out of the street at all costs.
Yes.
At all costs.
And so let's see if he can do that.
I mean, he has a lot going for himself. He's injured in the hospital. He can still do his numbers.
Oh, you can.
So, Tommy and JP both seem to agree that I don't want him in the streets. He has better things that could be going on for him. And so I think ultimately they're going to try to pull him out the streets. But the fact that him and Marshall, that whole thing there, I still feel like Marshall is the one that got him hit. And DMAC is not just going to take that.
Yeah, so I think he might. There's going to be some drama. The pull is going to be there for him to get back in the street. He's going to want revenge.
Yes.
And they probably going to have to stop him from going out there and trying to, go after Marshall or go after Jannard himself or whatever.
Well, remember what Tommy said. He wants to find out who took that, who put that bullet in DMAC, or who's responsible. So if it comes up Marshall, he's not.
No, I mean, I think they know. I think it was Blackston in there. I mean,
Yeah,
it was. And
Diamond said he already took care of that. So I think it is kind of settled. But on DMAC's part, I don't think
Ahmad probably told him where the count room was, told him where to find him.
And that was Marshall. And
That
so
was
that's why
Marshall.
D-Mac is like, nah, you still got to get yours for that one. You almost got me killed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to season 2. I think that, you know, much like the Power formula, we've seen it with PowerBook 2 when that first got started. The first season was like all set up, and then we got introduced to all the new characters, and we kind of got the storyline together. And then season 2, everything took off, and it was like hit the ground running. So I think that's what it's going to be for Force as well. We got all the setup, we got introduced to all the new characters. Season 2 is on and popping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Tommy's going to be the new Ghost in New York. You know, I think he'll go back, but of course, I think he'll keep his prominence a little low key. So, you know, and with Diamond, he can do that. So I look forward to some interesting character buildup for next season 2.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Will we see 2-Bits? Will 2-Bit make it to?
I really
I
hope
hope so.
he will, you know, and that's the whole idea for Tommy getting back into New York, maybe to look up 2-Bits, see what he's doing, and bring him in, you know, because he could use 2-Bits.
Yeah, because he needs the soldiers. We just said that, you know.
Yeah.
They have some people, but Tommy, like, he doesn't really have anybody outside of working with Diamond. He needs to build up his army, because if he plans to, you know, take over the city, like I said, he's going to need bodies behind him. It's going to be a hostile takeover.
Mhm.
And I thought it was funny how he told Merkovich, like, in another life, we could have been friends.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that, you know, relationship might not still be able to work out, where he could use Merkovich's men for his needs, and maybe they can partner up again at some point.
We'll see, because he told Liliana, he was like, after tonight, he was like, we can't trust the Serbs no more.
Right.
I think too, because, you know, the Serbs, they got killed too. His men got
Yep.
killed. So,
And we've seen how easy it was for Merkovich to flip flop and go to Gennard's side. So
yeah. So I was like, they can't be trusted.
yeah.
Well, Gennard he better take that step very lightly, because, you know, one false move with Merkovich and you're done, you know.
Mhm.
and
With
I
any
don't,
of them, really.
and really, Gennard doesn't have anything solidified, which was interesting to me. He has nothing solidified to go to Merkovich and try to make any kind of deal.
Yeah. I mean, he offered to give the pipeline back and interest, which I'm sure Merkovich is like, I'm going to take that back regardless,
Right,
whether you going to give it to me or not.
Exactly. Right. You don't have to promise that. That's coming back one way or the other.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's a lot of mashups, and the relationships and the dynamics have changed so much. Loyalties are shifting all over the place. So this has set an interesting environment up for the next season. I'm looking forward to it. I say it was pretty good first season. Still a lot going on, and I think they brought it. I'm glad that Tommy, his show, you know, didn't disappoint.
Agreed. So I'd like to know what you all think out there about episode 10. Did it meet your satisfaction? You know, I think I can say with this episode, even though there was a lot of action, as I've seen other episodes where, you know, it left me very torn, or you know, just can't wait for the following season because some major person had died. So, you know, that didn't really happen here, although we all kind of grieved the loss of Liliana.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I want vengeance. So somebody need to pay. Claudia needs to pay.
Claudia will pay.
Problem with it.
Okay, well, there we go. So we're not just grieving, we're pissed. So
Pissed.
Well, so let's recap this. So we got Liliana on our Who Can Get the Hands list for giving up the Lauren and letting her go.
We can't do. You really want to do Liliana? She's dead now.
We got to give her one last hand. She got to get at least one hand for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Liliana, we definitely put Gennard on there, 100%. Claudia can go on there, 100%. I think even Walter can go on there again.
Yeah, Walter can go.
Game Ball, you got any nominations for the Game Ball?
Diamond
came through, and I agree with Diamond because he showed again his composure. I don't know if it's a mistake or not that he let Gennard live, but I appreciate his compassion.
Yeah, I did because
And I appreciate his foresight too, because he was on his toes this week.
Yeah,
and he showed up for Tommy. We had problems with him not showing up for Tommy before. He showed up for Tommy this week.
Showed up for Tommy, and plus, you know, he needed it too. He
did need it.
Tommy as well. And also,
I got game ball.
Game ball for canceling Christmas.
I got game ball, and y'all gonna scream at me for saying this. I know you are. I give Kate game ball because she wanted to see her son, and she really wanted to see and meet her grandson.
She came for the money, and meeting the kids was just a cherry on top.
Well, you know, I'm trying to give her a little taste, you know, because I tell you what, I do want to see more of Kate in season 2. Because she's just funny with Tommy.
Oh my goodness.
And
even she's a crackhead, she always has little gems.
Like when JP hugged her in the hospital and she said, see, that's how you're supposed to treat a mother, you know.
And Tommy rolling his eyes in the back.
Yeah, the two of them are gold. The two of them are gold. And you can see the pain look like when she said, you know, well, I never thought you would give me any grandkids. And you can see the look on his face that he was hurt because, you know, first off,
Holly.
You know, knows that Holly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Could have had a child with her. So, you know, Joseph Sikora is an awesome actor.
Yeah, I think we give Joseph Sikora the game ball as well because Tommy did his thing this week.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah, so
well, she gets honorable mention as far as.
Listen, it was wonderful to see Kate again.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, to everyone watching, please make sure you drop down in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about this episode and give us your predictions for season 2. Please make sure you also subscribe to our channel, like this video, and click the notification bell. It's going to be very important because we have some good stuff coming.
Yes.
And also, you know, go back and check out some of our past interviews from a bunch of other shows we do. We have so many great interviews. If you go to the interviews tab on our YouTube channel, you can scroll through and see a playlist of all the interviews that we've done with characters and writers from your favorite shows. And I promise we have some more coming, some good stuff too. So like I said, that notification bell is going to be important. Also follow us on all major platforms, social media. We are Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. So follow us there. Do you guys have anything else to add before we close out?
Yes, I want to congratulate the Force cast on a great first season. I want to thank the cast, the Force cast that came on our show: Isaac Keys, Chris Love, Anthony Bloom III. Thank you, and thank you for the love on social media too. Like Shane Harper, who plays Vic, showed love. So did Miss Gabrielle Ryan, who plays Gloria. So has the legendary Tommy Flanagan and the incomparable Joseph Sikora. So thank you all for the love.
And thank you, Stars, for putting on one great program. Continue that effort, particularly, you know, with African Americans and putting strong, you know, figures. And even though you know, some people might question, you know, it's always crime and that kind of thing, but we're working, and you know, keep our actors working because they need it. And so Joseph did his job, did his thing, and Stars allowed that. So hey, I give you some credit too there, you know.
Yep. So congratulations on a great first season. Looking forward to season 2. And in the meantime, I'm sure we'll have some more from the Power universe coming. We still are anticipating the Influence show with Lorenz Tate. I wonder if that's still going to be coming out soon. And then I know Raising Kanan had already filmed a season 2, and I'm sure that the PowerBook 2 cast is filming as well. So we still have a lot going on with the whole Power universe.
Definitely. And we will be open for the Pink too.
Yes, we are definitely looking for going down there to the Pink in Mississippi, seeing what's popping down there when that comes back. So looking forward to that. And guys, let us know what you would like for us to recap, because I know there's going to be some new shows coming back. You mentioned the Pink. What's the title of the show?
P-Valley.
P-Valley. Yeah, sorry, it was slipping my mind. So P-Valley is going to be coming back. Atlanta is already back, and they came in hot.
Yeah, they came out. We're still gonna talk about Atlanta, y'all. We know they're in mid-season, but we're still gonna talk about Atlanta.
Yeah, and then of course you have the second half of Ozark coming back soon too. So let us know if you'd like for us to recap those, and just give us your comments and thoughts on any other shows you want us to do.
I like it. We have a treasure of programming coming at you.
Yes. So thanks again for watching, and stick with us. We'll be back, and we'll be talking about some of the hottest shows and movies coming out soon. So thanks again for watching, and guys, have a good night. See you next time.
See, we be painting pictures and we be writing scriptures. Right. We was in the heights, OG tried to sell me Cartiers. With my crown, we some kings like a card in solitaire. Sticking to the script, that's what got us here. If you in the way, we stepping down like a barber chair. We was all downstairs, Marley vibes till the smoke was clear. Nephew came in, told him, boy, yo, go upstairs. This is for the kids, yeah, cover ears. Had to put in order all of my fears. Now when I step out, I'll be well prepared.
Yo, pop out anywhere, yeah, we was never scared, yeah. We was everywhere, yeah, but you was never there.